Hello, I'm Rabbi Yaakov Spivak, and we're talking about the Torah portion of Vayetze. Vayetze is really the epitome of the story of the Jew. Vayetze means that he left, he walked out. In the case of Yaakov, he fled, he ran away. The patriarch Jacob had to run from his brother Esau, who wanted to kill him. And that is the story of the Jew throughout the history of the exile. Vayetze, Vayetze, always leaving, always going. Tamid Vayetze, always leaving. Aside from a prayer book, probably the most important Jewish possession of it for a Jew is his passport. Because we have been wanderers, eternal wanderers. We had been for 2,000 years. And Jacob experienced it now. But where was he going? Was he going into a loving situation? Absolutely not. He was going to a situation in which he was at the house of Laban. Laban is known as Laban Haramai, the cheater, the con man, the fraud. So here you have the patriarch Jacob fleeing the sword of Esau right into the hands of Laban the fraud. What an incredible horror story that is. Laban has 2 daughters. Laban wants Jacob to marry the older one, Leah, first. But Jacob wants to marry the younger, Rachel. And Jacob does not trust Laban. Jacob says, how do I know? How do I know that? Because I will meet my wife for the first time in the evening at dark. And how do I know that he's not going to substitute Leah for her? And so Rachel made up a symbol or sign, a code, simanim, a code that she would use with Jacob when they first met in the dark. But Rachel saw the crying of her sister Leah, who was afraid that she would be stuck with Esau, the brother who was very often up to no good. And she cried over this. Rachel sees her and says, I can't let my sister suffer like this. I can't let her suffer like this. And so she says to her sister, listen, there was a code made up so that when I met Jacob at night, he would know it was me by the code I would give him. I'm giving you that code. I want you to have Jacob. What Mesirat Nefesh. What incredible dedication and giving over the good things you have in life to someone else. And she did that. She did that. And the story doesn't end there. Rachel had a great-grandson by the name of Jonathan, who was the son of Shaul, King Saul. And Jonathan was in line to be the next king. The problem was that David worked in the house of Saul, his father, and everyone saw what an incredible person David was. He was very popular. And there came a fear that maybe David would replace Saul. The song was sung that David has slain that Saul has slain his thousands, David his tens of thousands. So Saul wanted to get rid of David, to eliminate him from a threat from him personally and to his son following him as king. And so he pursued a way to destroy David. And Jonathan had every reason to support this idea, otherwise he'd lose the kingship. But he didn't. He protected his friend. He protected his friend at his own expense and danger. And When he died on the battlefield, David mourned him and said, this was a real friend, just as my great-great-great-grandmother, Leah, David said, benefited from Jonathan's great-great-grandmother, Rachel. And Rachel gave up her good fortune for her sister. So did Jonathan, Rachel's great-great-grandson, give up his good fortune for mine. It's a beautiful story to be told in this day of materialism. And it's a day when people constantly are out there trying to undo one another, put people down. The beautiful story of Mesirat Nefesh, of dedication to a sister, of selflessness. The prophet says that one day the Jewish people will be in exile, and kol barama nishma, and a loud voice will be heard. Rachel mevaka al banel, the matriarch Rachel is crying for her children who are in exile, crying for her children. And she is told, Mani koli mi bechi, don't cry, Rachel. Your children will come back to the homeland. They'll come back to Israel. You who are the expression of kindness, you will see kindness with your children. V'shavu banim ligvulam. And the children will come back to their homeland. In the face of all the murdering and the killing and the cheating, there stands the story of Rachel and Leah. Rachel, who gave up everything for her sister. The story of kindness, which is what the patriarch Abraham, a generation or two back, stood for and brought to the world. In closing, let us hope that through all of this world of con artists and cheating and exaggerated statements and histrionics and hyperbole, let us hope that the actions of Rachel stand out above them all. I'm Rabbi Yaakov Spivak. Chazak. Thank you.